Hello. Do you hate drawing the boxes for thumbnail sketches? Because I do. Sometimes. Sometimes I don't. But I have a very unique solution that you might want to use. Recently, I watched this nifty little video from a channel called Chroma Mama. He has so many more subscribers than I do, but he recently dropped one video titled 5 Useful Tools Under $10 for Artists. And in this little video, he has one section where he talks about making thumbnail cards out of old discarded credit cards. That is absolutely genius, and that is 100% something that I want for my sketchbook. So let's go ahead and make some. But where do you start? What measurements do you use for the width and height? May I introduce aspect ratios? You see, an aspect ratio is simply just the ratio of width to height, and that is normally how it is represented with a colon in between. There's this weird thing that goes on with aspect ratios in cameras and cinema and television. It's different depending on where you're looking. For example, your typical widescreen format will be an aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1, meaning that every 1.85 units of width has its equal proportional 1 unit of height. There's this YouTuber, his name is Noodle, and he has this amazing video talking about the importance of aspect ratios in our day-to-day media, especially when aspect ratios that were originally used for certain pieces of entertainment are being converted to the aspect ratios of our current entertainment systems, meaning that some things either get stretched or squashed or just cut out entirely. Very good video, I recommend you go and watch. But with that mumbo jumbo about aspect ratios out of the way, let's go ahead and make those thumbnail cards. Okay. First, we're going to lay out our cutting mat. And then we're going to open up a box cutter. Actually, don't play with these. This is quite dangerous. Here we have our standard aspect ratio. Note the measurements on there that I'm using. Here's our widescreen format. Note the measurements on there as well. Okay, we are going to start with our first card here. We are just going to open up our box cutter and start digging in. And I literally mean dig in, because this was an actual pain to do. These cards are meant to last. They are very thick, but after a lot of struggle, I did manage to get it. And for our next card, we're just going to start with some scissors here, along with the box cutter, because the scissors don't get it all the way. But this was much quicker and cleaner. There is a cut there in the middle, but we're going to tape that up later. Walk, walk. And here we have our two finished cards. We have the standard aspect ratio and the widescreen. Here they are on top of each other. And here I went ahead and taped them up with some washi tape just to make them prettier and to make them smoother when I am tracing them. And I guess it wouldn't be an extra normally video without a practical demonstration. These thumbnail cards made it so easy to do. I absolutely love them. And I'm going to go ahead and mark them so you know which ones are which. For our first one here, we're just doing a little grassy field with the forest behind. And for our second, our widescreen format, this is just a frame from the film Blade Runner. People who have seen previous videos on this channel will know that I do love this movie quite a bit. And here are the finished thumbnails. Good stuff, huh? But those are pretty small, right? So I'm going to go ahead and make a larger one for whenever I want to do a larger sketch. I'm going ahead, and after I cut the inside out, I'm cutting a border around so I can transport it easier and so I can lay it flat in my sketchbook whenever I need to trace it. It's pretty flimsy right now, but we're going to tape that up later. Look at that. Beautiful. And it probably cost half a penny to make. Here I'm just going to show you how easy it is to use this in a Moleskine sketchbook. Practically flawless. So yeah, those are the thumbnail cards. They're incredibly useful. You can use them in your sketchbook whenever you want, and they're extremely portable. You can stick them in the back of your sketchbook like I do, or you can just put them in your wallet. Another useful thing that you can use these thumbnail cards for are as viewfinders or composition finders. What those are essentially things that you can hold up whenever you're sketching something from life in order to find the perfect composition. I would like to thank ChromaMoma for giving this amazing idea, because I am going to use these thumbnail cards pretty frequently in my sketchbook from here on out, just because I'm not going to have to measure out a widescreen aspect ratio every time I want to sketch a frame from a movie. And if any of you watching have any DIYs or hacks for sketching or things that you can make to aid in your sketching, go ahead and leave a comment below and I'll be sure to check those out, and if there are any that catch my eye, I might just make a video on them in the future. See you later.